Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so first off, the winner of yesterday's bonus message giveaway is Sam Wani. So Sam, if you'd reach out to me, let me know where in the world you'd like me to mail your prize. I'll be happy to do so. And then of course, stick around to the end here because I'll be doing another giveaway. If you're new to my channel, welcome. What I've been doing is every day throughout the entire month of November and December, I'm doing a daily giveaway where I give away a prize every day to one of my subscribers. At the end of this video, I'll show you what the item is. You can enter to win, and then tomorrow I'll tell you who that winner is. You will find my email is right there in the description box. So if I call your name and you're one of the winners, then please email me to let me know where in the world you'd like me to mail your prize to. Speaking of prizes, you guys don't forget, I'm doing another huge giveaway to celebrate winter solstice, which is tomorrow, the 21st. And so I'm giving away 21 prizes. So I showed you guys what those prizes are in a short little video, and I'll attach that to the tail end of this video, so you can just click on it when I'm done with this video. Okay, so you'll enter to win in that particular video, and just I watch for I'll announce all those winners tomorrow on the 21st at 10 o'clock p.m. That's going to be Pacific Standard Time. But also keep your notification bells on, of course, because tomorrow I'll be putting out all zodiac sign readings for each zodiac is what I should say. So yes, let's enjoy this winter solstice. This is kind of special in my mind. So this bonus message starts out with the idea simply that this morning, well, it was more like a brunch walk. It was like 11 o'clock, I think, when I took my dog out. He heard birds. So ever since he was a baby dog, he loves anything that flies. He's very attuned to birds. And there was some little conversation happening out where we were hiking, and these birds were they were singing. They didn't sound distressed. I don't think they were telling us to get lost, but my dog was very much like, you wanted to know what's being said. And I swear it was the way you listen intently if you're talking to someone and you know some of their language, but not all of it. So you're trying to piece together the words that you do know. That's what I imagine he was doing. Anyway, so here's the message that I'm starting this reading out with. Maybe there is information coming to you from a source that is not your standard, not your typical source. So maybe you'll have to listen intently. I don't know, but that's how I'm going to begin this. So you saw me already start shuffling, and just one card has come out, which is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm almost wondering if this is not a cautionary message, like pull back your energy, wait, let somebody else step forward. If you don't know what someone is intending to say, give them the space to say what they need to. Don't assume that you know what someone's intentions are. Pull back. We've got a Queen of Cups in the upright. Look, I got to say, I think this is time for someone to come in and display and make an offer to you. If you are too quick to either assume that you know what somebody means when they haven't finished their sentence, or if you, this isn't necessarily about being closed off, it's about you not putting energy in. And that's our first card out. But it's interesting because I feel as if it's time, like my dog didn't make a sound today. He just stood there and he just watched the birds and was like trying to figure out what was going on. He was frozen in place, actually. And I feel like that's what this king is, frozen in place. Like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let somebody else step up. Let the bird sing. Let the bird, a bird singing is a metaphor for let somebody talk. Let them say what they need to say. Let them really explain it. And this is like sweet and loving energy. But this is like, don't lift a finger. Let them have their space to say what they need to say. And this is almost like not even encouraging somebody to say anything. Let them, on their own motivation, figure out the words that they want to speak. Give them the space. Step back and be like, okay, let's see. Let's see. I don't know what this person is trying to say, so I'm just going to give them the space to figure out how to express themselves. I'm not going to step over that line. And it's interesting because it's like, this is you not giving our main character, our lead character, is not giving any signs of encouragement nor any signs of being closed off. It's more just like, this isn't mine to deal with, so I don't invest on this one. Why? Because if this is about conversation, or if this is about someone needing to emote, our lead character is not the one who needs to be doing the emotional expression. It's this person coming in. And literally, if you look, this person is kind of like making their way, granted from the bottom of the sea, but kind of pushing away the seaweed and coming toward us. I feel like, yeah, Seven of Swords in the reverse. If somebody's going to start talking, they're going to have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And it's almost like, don't cut somebody off. Let them, if they're on a roll and they got stuff that they want to say, let them say it all, even before you interject and be like, but what about this? What about that? What about that? It's more like, step back. If somebody wants to come clean, I feel like this is a confession. Okay. When somebody has something that they want to really like, God, I got to get this off my chest. Being an active listener, the way my dog was today, he was very much a little active listener, listening to those birds sing. I mean, I have this idea that you're like a priest in a confessional box, you're sitting there. It's a safe kind of dark space. You're not passing judgment. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there listening, letting somebody unburden themselves, letting somebody just say what they need to say. This doesn't mean that this is like a romantic partner. You could be being this person for a friend, a family member, somebody who just needs to unburden themselves. And it's not your job to do or say anything. You just receive, you listen, you provide a space for somebody to unburden themselves. Of course, you don't have to, right? These are only stories. What you actually choose to do in your life is up to you. But this storyline is one of, I'm not doing any of the heavy lifting. I'm not the person who needs. I think there's an ice cream truck outside. Why on December the 20th there's an ice cream truck? I don't know, but I heard the little sweet sound of an ice cream truck. Sorry, that like hijacked the reading, but that's kind of cute. That's kind of sweet. Okay, so after that Seven of Swords, we have the Six of Wands. So if you notice with the Six of Wands, she's taken off her glasses, but her glasses actually have eyeballs, right? There is this element of seeing things with something other than our eyes, inspecting things. She's taking off the eye pieces that are literally her eyeballs, and she's using one of her other senses to absorb this information. And actually, okay, if you are the person who is receiving somebody's confession, somebody's declaration, somebody who's unburdening themselves, taking off those eyes means not scrutinizing quite the same way, but rather, and because this is a positive card, right? That Six of Wands in the upright, it's allowing yourself to say, no matter what the words are that someone is speaking, the intention that they want to come in, and they've chosen me to talk to, they've chosen me to reveal this to, they've wanted to come toward me. That is something where it is like, if you're an ear for a friend, or you're there for somebody who's unburdening themselves on you, it's because they trust you, they like you, maybe they even need some of your strength and support. That is like, okay, take away what the words are, and just for a moment allow yourself to admit that feels nice. Her eyes now are quiet and not seeing because she's actually absorbing it, and it actually feels really nice to have somebody choose to unburden themselves to you. You are a special individual because of this. Now, if it is somebody who is coming in to tell some kind of a truth to you about something that they did to you, again, this is like, before I even look at the fine details, let me first admit to myself, somewhere in my psyche, somewhere in my energy, I'm glad that somebody is finally coming clean. So there is this element of something feels like, I'm glad about that. So let's sit in that energy before we start responding, reacting, picking things apart, because in this reading, it says, what's your initial reaction? Is there a certain amount of like, God, I'm glad they're finally talking? If that's the true emotion, if that's at the heart of everything, hold on to that before you get into, okay, now maybe I'm still pissed and there's a bunch we still got to talk about. But first, it's like, acknowledge what your soul is saying first. And in this card, it would say the soul is saying, I'm glad that you're finally saying all this. You know, there's an element of genuine satisfaction in this, almost feeling respected, feeling valued, which is, that could be like a weird, complicated thing to say if somebody is coming in to tell you all these truths about things they maybe had previously lied about, but maybe they didn't lie in the past. Maybe it was unknowns, but maybe it wasn't, and maybe it was misunderstandings. So it really is like, first, just take a moment and ask your soul, okay, how do I feel about somebody choosing to come to me and speak some kind of serious truth here? And it does look like it's an emotional outpouring in a very positive way, with no lies, no deception. This is getting something off their chest. This is clearing something up. First and foremost, it feels good to have somebody choose that, right? And then we have this Queen of Pentacles. So we have a matched pair now, right? We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. That King started out in the reverse, which, you know, I'm identifying as our lead character here, the person I keep calling you. And he just kind of sat back and let somebody talk. And he didn't sit here like, you know, he sat back and is like, okay, unburden yourself. I'm an open ear. Go ahead, say what you need to say. And this person does, they get it off their chest, and somehow it actually feels good to be that individual. But here's the thing. This Queen of Pentacles, I almost feel like this is also the same person, the divine masculine and feminine energy of the same person. The divine masculine energy, who would normally be like an action taker, step forward, he says, he or she pulls their energy back and just gives somebody else space. Look, I'm not going to lead this conversation. I'm not going to begin. If somebody shows up on your doorstep, knocks on your door, reaches out to you, or calls you, or even sends you a message, all you do is you open the door and you say, if you want to talk about something, I'll listen. Like, that's it. This is not giving it's not leading. It's allowing the divine masculine energy in someone is saying, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let you show me who you are. Show me what you got to say. I'll just listen. Yeah, this is up to you to show me who you are. I'm not going to try to guide you, lead you, put words in your mouth. Just go ahead and do what you need to do. Then this person switches over to their divine feminine energy, which is interesting because she's still closed off. If this is you, you play both roles. You hold back, you give somebody space to speak. And then after they say something that you actually are really glad to hear them open up about, the energy flips into the divine feminine, which is like the more receiving energy, but she is not actually open. She's like a seed pod that needs to be planted in fertile soil and needs to be tended to. So it's like we've gone from being, I'm not giving anything, I'll simply be willing to listen, to hearing somebody out, realizing that they're trying to show respect, and then saying, I have a lot to give, but I'm not sure I'm going to be giving until I see some consistent behavior, until I trust that what someone is going to show to me day in and day out is going to be something that is like they have resources that I can rely on, you know, meaning like emotional resources. If somebody can be consistent in their behavior, if this is going to be a friendship that blossoms because somebody confided something to me and I realize, wow, this person really, they trusted me with something important to them. They want a friendship with me. Yes, this could develop. This is like you have a real soft spot for this person, but you're not going to immediately make them your bestie. It's just like, oh, I understand that person. I understand a lot more about them. And slowly we can build trust together. If it's a relationship aspect, kind of the same situation. Okay. They came forward. They told me something important. They told me a truth. They confided in me. It feels good to know that. I would like to see where this goes, but I'm not just going to overgive. And that's significant in this card, because usually that Queen of Pentacles can be just like floodgates open and it's like, okay, let me give you everything. This Queen of Pentacles says we have a seed that could be planted, but if I'm going to blossom for somebody, I got to make sure that they're going to plant this in the right soil and that they're going to tend it every day. So we have what I would say is this tentative, it's not leaping in blindly. Three of Swords in the reverse. Are we going to really be healing broken hearts, betrayals, things like that? I actually feel like we are tentatively starting to believe what someone has come in to say. Let's ask a little bit about what this is with the Seven of Swords there in the reverse. Whatever this is that they're coming clean about, or they're actually trying to express something that was a miscommunication. So we have a Page of Wands in the reverse. This is like somebody saying, I was never not interested. I never, didn't have a spark or didn't have an interest in talking to you, or didn't want to be there. But maybe there was an obstacle to somebody being able to take action. So, but it may never have been because of a lack of wanting to. Now, again, to decide whether or not someone is being completely truthful, I still feel like this Queen of Pentacles is going to take time to say, if this is true, their consistent actions and behavior toward me will prove that. It feels good to hear somebody say this, but I'm still going to, I'm not going to totally just assume that because somebody says something that's 100% of the truth. We got a Strength card in the reverse. We got a Fool card in the upright. We got a Hanged Man upright. We got a Nine of Wands in the reverse. This is all still to ask about that Seven of Swords in the reverse, where I'm asking what is it that somebody is coming clean about? It's not that they ever lacked desire. It's that they were scared with the Strength card in the reverse. This is fear. This is cowardice. We've got the Fool card with the Hanged Man. They thought so much about moving forward on something in life, but held back. If this is all about like a friend or somebody who's unburdening themselves, it might have been somebody who just didn't have the courage to like take that leap with you and open a business with you. And it damaged the friendship because you're like, okay, apparently they got all weird about it. I haven't talked to them in forever. It's like this person might have really been scared. They didn't have the money to invest with you. They weren't sure, confident in themselves. They didn't feel like they had the resources that they could afford to lose if something didn't work out. And they didn't know how to say that. Like, it's not that they didn't want to, and it's not that they didn't want to be in business with you. It's that they weren't sure that they could either invest enough. It's just fear overwhelmed this situation. But somebody had wanted to for a really long time. And they thought a ton about trying to reach out, trying to start things anew, but then they would keep delaying, keep thinking about things. With this Nine of Wands, I think they also thought it's been too long now. There's no way you're going to have, space for me anymore. You started the company. You're successful. It's not like I was in at the ground floor with you. So why would you want me to come in and be a part of your business now? You might be saying, here I thought they just weren't much of a friend. They got all weird when I pitched an idea to them. They didn't really give me an answer. Then we stopped talking. Whatever the situation was, if it was something like that where things just got awkward, this is somebody explaining it. And it's not, yes, there was extreme awkwardness here. Somebody didn't have courage. When we don't have courage, or we don't know how to explain, I don't have the resources to lose if this doesn't work out. And that's what scares me. It's not that I don't want this. It's that there are other things at play that made me scared, Now, if this is all about relationship stuff, this could be somebody explaining similar storyline. It's not that I didn't want to, but I was scared. And every time I thought about taking the leap of faith, I would hold back because I kept thinking it's probably too late. I've messed this up by not taking that leap of faith forward a long time ago. So instead, I just basically stayed in inertia. I didn't move at all. Yet I waffled all the time between, just do it. Take a leap of faith, reach out, say how you feel. And then, no, there's no way. There's no way this can be fixed because I didn't step forward when I should have. I didn't conquer my fear to be in a romance with you when I should have. So I'm sure now you wouldn't want me. And I feel like this person is explaining, like, I've just been consistently in a state of inertia. And this is the coming clean aspect of this. I understand why this would be huge betrayals, huge things that would have to be fixed. Huge things that would take time also to see, will things be fixed? This was something that, whatever the plans were, it was supposed to have been like this beautiful transformation, metamorphosis. It was going to change both of your lives. And then it just, somebody disappeared. Somebody, and they might have felt really false. Like, you sold me a bill of goods. You said all these things. You made all these promises and you didn't mean any of it. You know, that's what this Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles might have decided. Oh, this person was just full of it. This person didn't mean a word of what they said. Not as a friend, not as a potential lover. None of the promises that they made did they ever mean a word of. They just sold me, you know, happy, smiley things, and then they just split. And this is someone coming in to say that's not actually what it was. I was genuinely interested, and then I chickened out. That's what this is. I chickened out. I'm not really sure why somebody chickens out, or can't find the words to explain why they chicken out. Let's just ask real quick. Why did somebody chicken out in this story? And remember, these are only stories. I'm not a psychic, not a fortune teller. I don't tell you how your life is. I am actually, it's like I'm writing a book right now, but I'm using my lips instead of a pen. And so art is for inspiration and new food for thought, and that's all I do. I just do art. This is entertainment. So bear that in mind. The Sun card. Why did somebody chicken out? They were scared of how bright you are. They were scared of happiness. They were scared of vitality. They were scared of the emotions. They were scared because they were so happy. And then what if it doesn't work out and they're crushed? Is that Three of Cups in the reverse? Scared that as happy as things felt like they could be, what if that happiness doesn't work out? Three of Cups in the reverse is like the party comes to an end. As soon as we're really invested and we're really together, what if, I'm not a big fan of this right now, because what it looks like is the reason somebody got scared is this seemed too good to be true. And they were convinced that something would fall apart. So they walked away from it first. And they did it in a way that left the other person feeling really betrayed. That's not good. That's not good. Because that definitely speaks of, they have a lot of work to do on themselves, I would say. If they look at something that's amazing, or they look at a person and they go, oh my God, this person is so amazing. You fill my heart. I want to be your partner. I tell you I want to be your partner. And then it's like, oh gosh, but you're too good to be true. And if things fall apart, then I don't know. So I think I'll just leave you high and dry. I'm not really buying into this storyline at all. I don't understand this mindset. To me, that's something that my mind can't rationally make the jump to follow that train of thought, is the way I feel. And yes, I have a big old bruise there from my blue healer. They're hurting dogs for a reason. They do little pinches, and he pinched me nicely, but I'm a human, not a cow, so I bruise. Sorry guys, but I noticed that that's pretty glaring there. So in any case, this was with the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Communication could have been an issue here as well. And maybe there had been one small hiccup between the two of you, and this person literally didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know how to communicate with you. This should be open, wonderful lines of communication. But if one little thing went awry and this person decided to bolt, decided to split, because it was like, oh, okay, never mind. This, you're not really happy with me, or we don't really see eye to eye, or I don't know how to communicate. This, the reason why somebody got scared off seems like they might really struggle with communication. They felt like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And if any little thing became an issue, or the two of you didn't see eye to eye on one thing, they might not have had the capacity to deal with something like that. Like, if you express displeasure in one thing, they were like kind of crushed. It was like, oh my God, never mind. I'm no good. You're not going to want me. I blah, blah, blah. There's no way that you're going to want to talk to me. And they bolted. That's, maybe this is just a very, like, there's a sensitivity here. I mean, we do see a child here. Maybe there is, and we're all delicate. Like, we are all children. We just happen to be in bigger bodies, right? But we're the same exact children. And holy smokes, if you don't believe that, take a look at like any of the major people in, the political world or whatever. They have tantrums. They have full-on meltdowns. Giant human beings in positions of tremendous authority. And they have full-on meltdowns like 2-year-olds all the time. It's because we are all still two in the inside. So it's not really, I said my brain can't quite make the stretch until I see this card. And then I start to go, okay, wait a second, that makes more sense. Somebody had, like, I feel like you made him so happy. And then if you are displeased with them, it hurt that inside, that little kid that's inside of all of us so much that it was like, I'm so down in the dumps. You don't want me. I don't make you happy. You don't love me. It might have gone from like something that was so simple, but they blew it way out of proportion because this was emotionally charged and they didn't know how to talk about it. And so you just kind of like clam up or shrink inside of ourselves. So it's, this person, you might have had a really potent effect on this person. You might have had the ability to be like so bright and you made them so happy. And then if you express displeasure with somebody, they are like a wilting flower and they just shrink into silence is what it looks like. And then how do you come back from that? Because now you're confused because you don't understand why they've rejected you. It's complicated. I've been saying that a lot in readings because I don't know. I think these stories, to me, the stories that I wind up concocting based off of these images, you can look back to the mythology of ancient Greece, and what do we have? We have the exact same behaviors from storylines that took place in the BC era, right? That the gods and the goddesses are jealous and impetuous and sometimes greedy and sometimes playful and sometimes they lie and sometimes they're consumed with great love and heroics, and then other times they make big mistakes. But there's always all the same human stuff that we do in 2021 they were doing in those stories in the BC era. Human behavior hasn't changed. We are all little kids on the inside. When we are full of love, we also could be full of fear that this thing we love is going to disappear from us. And then that makes us want to just run away so we don't have to experience a loss. Shame, guilt, that can be way blown out of proportion also, that then makes us reactive. So it just kind of looks like this story is one where we began with the person who was wounded or betrayed, having someone come in to talk to them and be super upfront. But now it flip-flops, and the person who had been left out in the cold or maybe betrayed, that King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles character, it turns out that the reason that other individual kind of ran is because they were worried about this. So basically they did the thing to the King of Pentacles that they were afraid was going to happen to them in this connection. I would almost say that this might have been a connection where two people really wanted the same thing so badly, and it was such high stakes because they wanted it so bad, and that's how it got fouled up. So when the stakes are too high, emotional stakes I'm talking about, that's where I think it's ever more important that everybody lays all their cards on the table and says, here's the thing. I'm feeling jealous. I'm feeling unsteady. I'm feeling scared because I really want this. I really want us to be solid. I want us to be stable. Do you feel the same way? How do we get on the same page? How do we first say, look, I'm not going to leave you. You're not going to leave me. But we are going to have problems from time to time. But if we first establish a baseline that even if we have problems, it doesn't mean I don't want to be with you. I want to work through our problems. I want to get stronger. Like that seems to be where two people have to match. That's the first commitment, is like, one little hiccup is not going to make me not want you. That's kind of what I think the reassurance needed to be in this storyline. And I feel like we're getting there. And I feel that way because we had that Three of Swords in the reverse. We had that Queen of Pentacles, who is still kind of a seed pod that hasn't opened up yet, but she definitely has switched from a divine masculine energy to her divine feminine energy, but is still being tentative. It's like, okay, let's slowly rebuild trust. If this is friendship, if this is love relationship, whatever this is, it's all about let's rebuild slow. So anyway, that's what I've got. Okay, so today, for the item that I am giving away, if you enter to win this, you will receive a wolf card. And this is all written in Spanish, by the way. So it's like peace on earth or in harmony. And inside, you will receive an envelope. And inside the envelope, you will receive the Wheel of Fortune pendant. It has a little rhinestone in the middle. So it looks identical to this card. I know you can't really tell, but it's identical. So in any case, it's a little miniature tarot card. So if you want to enter to win, you can do so just by writing the word enter. Or if you want to have more fun, you can answer this question. Now, I've asked a question kind of similar to this once in the past, but this one is different. What is your like intuitive power that is the strongest? So is it like, do you hear people's voice and you sense, like that there's more that they're not saying, or you can hear the pitch in their voice and oh, this person has these other emotions that are being suppressed? Is it body language? Is it, what are you sensitive to? Are you sensitive to their energy, their aura? Are you sensitive to, what gives you that intuitive hit that tells you something? And really I'm asking, like, how does your own physical self respond when you pick up on someone else's vibe? I've asked a question kind of similar to this, but this one's a little bit different. So anyway, all right, you guys, take care. Bye.